Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Devastation in Mexico tonight as a massive and deadly earthquake topples buildings, buckles roadways, and knocks out power to millions. We're glad you're with us. That tops our news tonight at 11. Right now, rescuers are clawing through rubble trying to rescue anyone who might be trapped in the buildings that have collapsed.
Mexico's federal government has just declared a state of disaster. The 7.1 magnitude earthquake had killed at least 139 people, and that number is expected to rise. Dozens of people have been rescued.
The earthquake was centered in a town called Rebozo, about 76 miles southeast of Mexico City, and a Metro Detroit family was in the middle of the earthquake. They started sending us video to give us an idea of what it looked and felt like as it was happening.
Mara McDonald is live in the newsroom tonight. Mara, are they okay?
Well, Kimberly, first of all, they are okay. This is Mexico City. Fortunately, they were not in downtown Mexico City when all of this happened. They were outside in a suburb of Mexico City, and while their home certainly shook, they're okay.
You okay?
The Valdemar's home is about 20 miles outside of Mexico City and built to withstand earthquakes, but you can see how it still rattled the home. Cell service in Mexico is not great right now, but I managed to get a call into Andrea Valdemar. She was in the process of picking her daughter up at school when the earthquake hit.
Sitting in my car waiting for the dismissal, and my car just started to shake, and I see all the power lines shaking around me. The two people on the either side of me in their cars got out.
At first, it didn't register this was what was happening, but luckily where they were, none of the buildings collapsed and the shaking ultimately subsided. Valdemar says it's the anniversary of the 1985 earthquake, and the children had just had a drill on what to do in case of an earthquake.
They had kids all do their earthquake drills this morning at 11 o'clock. So just 2 hours earlier, the kids were already preparing for a disaster like this to happen.
Friends shared videos of what their offices were like as the quake hit. Luckily, everyone in their circle is okay. Back here live, that 1985 earthquake she's talking about happened on September 19th in 1985. The death toll from that was easily 5,000 people. So today it's pretty standard for Mexican school children to do earthquake drills so that they are prepared in the event of something like this. We're live in the newsroom. Mara McDonald, Local 4.
And what an extraordinary course of events in just a course of a couple hours there then, Mara. We will continue to follow this story overnight. We'll have updates on clickondetroit.com and, of course, a full update first thing in the morning. Local 4 News today starting at 4:30 a.m.
Now to an update to a story we broke on Local 4 News today at 5. A Livonia man who owns and operates a modeling agency is accused of luring young girls for child pornography. Tonight, Jermont Terry tracked down one model who was propositioned by the owner. Jermont is live outside federal courthouse with the red flags she says she immediately noticed. Jermont?
Kimberly, this case is downright disturbing, but one woman is completely bothered by what's outlined in that federal complaint. That's because the men sitting in federal custody tonight tried to get her to fly to Michigan and work for his modeling agency. Ryan Ullman is all smiles in this photo, but what the 28-year-old from Livonia is accused of doing is no laughing matter. When federal agents raided his house this week on Milbourne in Livonia, court documents revealed they found child porn images.
You have reached the voicemail of Ryan Ullman.
Ullman is also the owner of Extinct Entertainment, a modeling agency.
It's sickening.
Tori Nikitin is a freelance model who Ullman contacted back in May. Her image is plastered all over the agency's Facebook page.
But I have never worked with him before because what he wanted was just absurd to me.
She says Ullman did not want headshots.
He was asking for so many unprofessional photos.
Suggestive and provocative selfies were requested in order to get the gig.
He kept persisting that that is the way his agency worked, that his agency was a lot different from any other agency.
And it turns out it was. The feds say Ullman used his modeling agency to entice girls, all under 18, to send him images of child pornography.
It concerns me on what he was really looking for.
The feds raided the Livonia house after uncovering a child sex trafficking operation in Flint. Agents found multiple juvenile sex trafficking victims. It was determined Ullman had child porn images of the same young girls as part of his modeling agency. Thankfully, Tori never agreed to fly out to Michigan, but the entire case leaves her perplexed.
I'm not a child. So why were you trying to get me to come out there?
Now, also outlined in the federal complaint, Ullman admitted in the documents that he likes looking at child pornography and has also looked at hundreds of images. He will be arraigned here at the federal courthouse on Friday. For now, reporting live in downtown, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Well, what about others, Jermont? Do the feds believe there could be more victims?
Well, Kimberly, it is most definitely an open investigation. And, you know, right now they haven't said that they believe there's more victims. But again, the fact that it's still open, that is a possibility.
Sure. OK. Jermont, thanks.
A local doctor charged with performing genital mutilation on girls is going to be released from federal custody while she awaits trial. A group of supporters of Dr. Jumana Nargawala pledged to pay $4 million if she should flee the country. Nargawala has been in custody since her arrest in April. She is going to remain in custody until the bond is finalized. And then when she is released, she will wear a tether. Nargawala has denied committing a crime. She says she performed a religious custom.
A stranger danger alert tonight in Redford Township. Police say an 8-year-old student at Beach Elementary was approached by a stranger in the south parking lot of the school. The man in question was driving a light blue car. When the student refused to get in his car, he drove away. If you have any information that might help police track him down, give them a call.
Ford Motor Company announced today that they plan to temporarily shut down 5 North American assembly plants to reduce inventories of slow-selling vehicles. 3 U.S.-based plants and 2 Mexico plants set to close for a few weeks near the end of the year. The Flat Rock Assembly Plant, the Michigan Assembly Plant in Wayne, both set to shut down for a time. The 5 factories employ more than 15,000 people, though Ford has not said yet how many would face temporary layoffs. Well, a dad from Highland Township went the extra mile, building quite a playhouse for his 2 daughters.
Quite a playhouse is right. Adam Boyd spent a year creating an elaborate 2-story playhouse for his 2 young daughters, Avery and Violet. It was a lot of hard work, but Adam Boyd created a space for his entire family to use.
A lot of work and a lot of fun. It was fun building it.
Oh, this playhouse has everything you can imagine. There's a rock wall, a slide, swings, a bridge. It even has crown molding and drywall. And as you can see there, a little miniature kitchen stove. The best part is his 2 girls absolutely love the space. And now this playhouse is generating a lot of interest from families that want one of their own.
It's that tiny house craze, right? You
Oh,
can
that
move
show,
into
yeah.
it and just live in there.
That's
now.
right, just
Pretty
like
great.
that.
Sounds like the beginning of a bad joke. A stormtrooper walks into a donut shop, but this guy had no intentions of being funny. Instead, he made off with a lot of, if you'll pardon the expression, dough.
And traffic cameras often give us a look at the morning or evening commute, but this one caught a wild chase, a unique look at how it ends. Hi, Andrew.
Hey there, Kimberly and Devin. Still have some scattered showers, not as many as earlier this afternoon. We still have a couple tropical systems to talk about over Puerto Rico. Hurricane Maria with 175 miles per hour, so 175 mile per hour winds as it slams parts of the Caribbean. We'll talk more about this in your forecast coming up.
It's the security hack affecting millions across the country and more than 4 million right here in Michigan. Now the experts tell you how to protect yourself.
I think the Equifax hack is just a symptom of a much greater problem.
Beyond the headlines, inside the hack, what you need to know about the Equifax scandal, coming up after the break.
It is the massive hack affecting millions, jeopardizing the safety of your personal information.
143 million have been affected by this hack. That's half of the country.
Equifax under fire and consumers under attack by cyber criminals who may be working to harm your credit. Now Help Me Hank working with experts revealing what you should be doing to protect yourself.
I think the Equifax hack is just a symptom of a much greater problem.
And a lot of people worried about it. In fact, it's estimated 4 million people here in the state of Michigan alone were included in this hack.
Tonight, the latest on the investigation and new information, because it has been changing day by day, on how to best secure your personal information. Here's consumer investigator Hank Winchester.
Received hundreds of emails from all over Metro Detroit. People wanting to know how this hack could affect them, their families, their credit. Well, tonight, we have advice from the experts.
It's the hack felt all across the country.
Not only is the Equifax hack one of the most significant security breaches in history, but now a criminal investigation could get underway. Who knew what and when? And why did it take weeks for top management to let the public know?
143 million have been affected by this hack. That's half of the country.
What we know is the information that was hacked included names, addresses, social security numbers, birth dates, and email addresses. The first thing you should do, if you already haven't, is hop online to see if you're affected. Surprisingly, so far, only 10% of potential victims have checked their status.
Equifax has just set up a website called EquifaxSecurity2017.com that you can go and they'll walk you through a process to make sure if you've been affected or not.
Next, sign up for fraud alerts and also freeze your credit with all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. The fee and the inconvenience are minimal, and this could prevent others from opening a line of credit in your name.
The Federal Trade Commission on their website, on their consumer pages, has very specific directions on how to lock your credit report so people can't use it to their advantage.
Many have emailed me asking if they can now trust the Equifax website and if they should sign up for the free credit monitoring being offered for 1 year. Here's legal expert Neil Rockheim.
If you're claiming that Equifax harmed you, to then turn around and to go give Equifax your trust to protect your personal identifying information, I think really we don't need to linger too long over the obvious contradiction in that choice.
If you do sign up for the free credit monitoring, remember this.
And Equifax may do a very good job at protecting you, but I certainly wouldn't run and am not running back into their arms.
The reason freezing your credit right now is key is because hacks like this one are not stopping anytime soon.
Our ability to ward off cyber attacks in this country is not where it should be. And that's really kind of the future. If you look at terrorism, warfare, I mean, that's a big problem for us.
Andy Arena is a security expert, former head of the FBI here in Detroit.
Everything we do is linked to the computer, it's linked to the internet. Our banking, power grid, whatever is linked to that. And that goes down, our lives are changed forever.
So it's up to you to be proactive. Take steps to protect yourself. The thieves may get your information, but if you protect and monitor all of your accounts, there's not much they'll be able to do with those important numbers. I know many of you still have important questions about this hack, so I hope that you'll join us tomorrow, Wednesday, 11 a.m. Just head to the Local 4 Facebook page. We'll be joined by a team of experts and we'll be answering your questions about this very important topic. We'll see you Wednesday morning, 11 o'clock on Facebook. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. Back to you.
Important is right. So many people uneasy about this, including the two of us.
We've talked about it so much. I keep using the word exasperating. They keep referring to clients. I don't feel like a client.
Absolutely
I never signed up for anything.
I know.
I'm just their data.
Exactly.
The banks are their clients.
And now this has happened.
Here's a look at what defender Kevin Dietz is working on for tomorrow night.
The judge in one of Metro Detroit's most controversial cases speaks out for the very first time.
Oh, it was just rife with injustice. From the parole board hearings to his original sentence.
The judge examined every document in the massive White Boy Rick Wershey file and says something doesn't add up.
It just seems really fishy, the whole thing. If you read the trial transcript, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Judge Dana Hathaway on the Rick Wershey Jr. case, a Defenders exclusive, tomorrow night at 11.
All right, Kevin, Andrew in for Ben tonight. A little bit of rain, and actually we have kind of needed it. It's been
it's been a while since we've had, some rain.
That's about an inch in deficit in terms of rainfall, but fortunately we're getting some tonight, and fortunately if you don't like the rain, it moves out of here by tomorrow morning. But some fog does settle in, but we're looking at sunnier skies tomorrow afternoon. Let's talk about some of those showers occurring right now, because if you have late evening plans, you're working the night shift, you'll have some wet road conditions to contend with. You can see that here in parts of Oakland County. This is a look at Macomb County right here. Sterling Sterling Heights area, also just to the west of Warren and Centerline, we have some showers that are occurring. Same here in northern portions of Livingston County at this hour, but those will be fading away very slowly over the next couple of hours. By tomorrow morning, it may be drier, but we have fog that will be forming because we have light winds and the humidity is still pretty high. Here is a look at Hurricane Maria. It has winds of 175 miles per hour, very strong Category 5, a devastating storm. This is a look at the Virgin Islands right here. Here is the island of Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is in this storm's sights, unfortunately, with heavy rain and very damaging winds. You can see a well-defined eye right here as it speeds toward Puerto Rico at around 10 to 12 miles per hour. It will still be a Category 5 when it actually strikes the island overnight tonight and by tomorrow morning. Then it takes a more northerly turn. Here's Florida right here, fortunately staying away from the peninsula of Florida and staying away from much of the United States. We'll still see if this track shifts over the coming days. And Jose, now a tropical storm. Winds of 70 miles per hour, staying out to sea, at least the center of it is, but it's still close enough to places like Cape Cod, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Long Island, where they will at least get maybe some heavier rains and maybe some gustier winds by tomorrow morning and through the day on Wednesday. While around here, a bit calmer, but again, you always want to be careful whenever it's soggy out. We've got 69 degrees currently, a light wind out of the east-northeast. As we go over the next 24 hours, first, overnight tonight, some of those showers lift to the north and also fade away. We'll still be left with mostly cloudy skies, but those clouds break apart after a warm front passes. And when the warm front passes, we'll be in a nice, warm, summer-like sector of air. And not much to worry about in terms of rainfall as we go through the rest of the week and into the weekend. In fact, temperatures go back above average, way above average. But 64 tonight. Visibility is already down to 3 miles or less in some places. Watch out for even lower visibility when you wake up tomorrow morning. By 7:19, we'll still have some fog around, maybe a slow go on the roadways because of those spots of poor visibility. Temperatures up to 76 degrees though at noon, sunnier skies in the afternoon, and a high of 81. Sunset is at 7:34 for Rosh Hashanah. Then as we go into Thursday, a high of 85 degrees, and even warmer still for the first day of fall. It will feel like summer, even though the autumnal equinox is at 4:02. And look at that. Enjoy the warm weather while it lasts. It goes into the weekend and even early next week.
It'll be cooler inside for the Lions game than it will be outside.
More
that's
comfortable,
true.
That's
yes.
right. Yep.
Okay. Well, usually when we show you the video you're about to see, it involves a crime. But this story has a different ending, and it might surprise you.
Also coming up, this is more than a traffic jam. Traffic camera captures the end of a wild police chase. We'll have it all next.
When our client...
After a 14-year search, a fugitive officer from Chicago is back in federal custody. 68-year-old Eddie C. Hicks was charged with federal drug conspiracy charges when he skipped town in 2003. Well, he was arrested this morning here in Detroit by the FBI Detroit Violent Crime Task Force.
You're looking at video from early this morning after police were called to a break-in at the Northern Lights Lounge off West Baltimore and 3rd Avenue. Police say thieves broke into the lounge just after 4 a.m. through the rear door. It is unclear if anything was stolen. Police are still investigating.
The man accused of shooting his gun on a golf course has been charged. 45-year-old Robert Fleece charged now with felonious assault and reckless discharge of a firearm. Police say Fleece confronted some golfers over empty beer cans, which led to an argument, which led to gunfire.
Traffic cameras catch part of a car chase on a highway in Connecticut. It's a little bit difficult to see here, but the video shows officers using their cars to box the driver in and force the vehicle to stop. Officers say the chase began in Massachusetts and police chased the driver across state lines. 3 people were taken into custody. It is unclear what charges will be filed.
There was a disturbance in the force early Monday morning at a donut shop in California. That's when a man wearing a Star Wars mask robbed the store. Security video shows a man wearing a stormtrooper mask walking into the shop with a semi-automatic handgun. He tells the clerk to empty the cash register. The cashier fortunately was not hurt, but the robber did leave with the money, apparently choosing the dark side. He had a chance at $1,500 and a handful of credit cards, but a California teen did something maybe a lot of people wouldn't do. He returned the wallet and all of its contents to the owner.
And this is how he did it. The 18-year-old was handing out flyers when he spotted the wallet in the owner's driveway. He went up to the house, knocked on the door. When nobody answered, he showed the wallet to the security camera there and then just nicely placed the wallet on the doormat. The owners thanked him with a $150 tip.
Good problem solving, though.
That's right. Thinking to do
digitally.
that.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
right. All right, stay with us. Bernie's up with sports.